Sam from Road Trail Run here. I want to give you my first run impressions and all the details that I've been able to discover here for the Nike Vaporfly, Zoom Vaporfly Next Percent, Nike's top of the line world record setting marathon racing shoe. This is the new version, which is launching in the US on July 11th and has been launched elsewhere in the world a few weeks ago. Now, in terms of weight, our new Vaporfly in my 8.5, and all sizes will be 8.5 here, comes in at 176 grams. The original blue Vaporfly was 186 grams, and the Flyknit in 8.5 was 184. So we get a drop of about 0.3 ounces, 0.35 ounces, or 10 grams, which puts the shoe in ounces in my size 8.5 at 6.2 ounces, or a little less than 6.5 ounces in a US 9, which is truly remarkable because this is one heck of a incredibly cushioned shoe. And we'll start with the cushion. It has Nike's ZoomX foam and 15% more of it. And Nike says that's concentrated at the forefoot. But it also felt to me like the heel was more cushioned, and there's maybe some reasons for that, given that it appears the location of the carbon fiber plate, which is embedded roughly along this line, may have moved a little bit. It has a very distinctive outsole pattern here, which differs significantly from the predecessors, which had those flat surfaces. Here we have a more blown kind of rubber in the forefoot. This also provides a bit more cushion. It has a pattern for better traction. At the heel, you can see these rose areas. I particularly noticed that the heel of the shoe, despite how narrow it seems, and with our outrigger, was much more stable, for me anyway, than the older versions. And I think part of that is these firm strips of rubber here, which are more extended than the patches. And on the older versions, and when I pressed on those black patches, they compressed or depressed quite a bit more than what I had here. Now, the cushioning, the forefoot is definitely noticeably more cushioned. The ride itself is a little bit flatter feeling. It's lower drop at 8 millimeters. And there may be a reason also for that flatter feel, less of that fall forward, which I particularly felt in the original here, which had somewhat softer ZoomX for me and others than the later Flyknit version here. Now, what may be different is, and I'm going to press here on the sidewall where the seam is, the carbon fiber plate at the heel to me seems lower down in the shoe, further with more ZoomX above. As you can see here, where I put the black line, it's closer to the foot, the glued-in footbed. And also, this is by pressing. This is about where it comes down, whereas over here it seems maybe to take a little bit more of a gentle curve. So the result of that is a somewhat flatter, less of a forward fall feel to the Next Percent. Although I must say the Flyknit compared to the original was also somewhat flatter. I found the cushioning here more forgiving than in the Flyknit, which got kind of firm, I thought, compared to the original. And there's 15% more of it, as we said. So it's still a very dynamic ride, and Nike, in terms of the name here, Next Percent, was looking for better economy, better efficiency, and it looks like they've prioritized here weight, because we lose 0.3 ounces, and more cushioning. I could very well see this shoe, despite its high cost of $250, being a wonderful daily trainer. It's more stable than the Peg Turbo. definitely more forgiving than a Pegasus 36, and certainly more lively than an Epic React. So it's very forgiving, very stable. Now, of course, there's the new Vaporweave upper, which is a engineered mesh with very, very fine holes. No moisture, or very little moisture, will be absorbed here. It's hard to tell how breathable it might be. I ran on a humid New Hampshire day this morning, and I didn't find it super breathable, but I was certainly comfortable running. Now, the tongue is asymmetrical in shape and design, and what's really cool here is you can see just how sheer the mesh is. You can see right through it, and you can see right through the tongue down lower where it becomes mesh. When I laced these up this morning, lace up was perfect. They're true to size for me. I wore a medium sock today. I felt they were maybe a little short where the toe bumper here is with a medium sock, but with the thinner sock I tried yesterday, they were just perfect. Not sure folks should size up in this shoe. I think it might lose some of its hold, foothold, and I probably also wouldn't size down. There's a couple other things of note in terms of the support, which I found excellent. The asymmetrical lacing, but also you can see inside the medial sidewalls are raised a little bit, whereas on the lateral side they aren't. So there's a touch more support on the medial side. Also, in terms of the stability, which I was really noticed in terms of a difference with the predecessors, whereas in the Flyknit we have sort of a bit of stiffening at the heel counter, and the original, nothing at all. Here we have a real heel counter, a firm real heel counter. It ends fairly low down, right about in here. So there's some pliability, but all of this really contributes to a much more stable ride than some of the earlier Vaporflies. So it goes to market in the US tomorrow. It's available elsewhere. Nike's top of the line marathon and road racing shoe, the Zoom Vaporfly Next Percent. I'll be having a full written review in the next 24 hours with lots of pictures and details, but please stay tuned to our channel. Thank you very much for watching.